I'm heading out for an overnight in Alaska with my dog Gale. Join me and see the scenes.
I'm going to show you what I'm bringing for one night camping trip on the Resurrection Pass Trail starting out from Cooper Landing, Alaska. Later out on the trail, I'll show you everything expanded. Here we'll just give a quick overview. Of course, I need a backpack to put everything in. And I'm going to need a cook system and food, a sleep system to sleep comfortable, and miscellaneous first aid gear. So, for my sleep system, I like to sleep on something. This will do. Because it's so dry, I don't even need a sleep pad, but we're going luxurious tonight. And then I use a sleeping bag. It gets cold at night, so this is a 30-degree sleeping bag. For my cook system, I have a pot to boil water, fuel, and a burner, and matches. So these will all go with me on the trail, and they pack up pretty tightly. So for food, I'm bringing a can of salmon. My dog's coming with me, so she'll share the salmon. And I like this instant rice. I just add water and add boiling water and let it soak. And it does pretty well rehydrating. So we have salmon and rice for a meal with some lentils. I got a whole pot of hard-boiled eggs ready to go. These will be great for lunch both today and tomorrow. Along with a couple yogurts. They're kind of heavy, but hey, I'm just going out for one night. So Gail has her food, and I've forgotten this many times before. Here's the sleeping bag. Here's the sleeping bag, guys. I like to bring some goodies for nighttime snacking, chocolate and almonds, and then I bring some tea and instant coffee for evening and morning, and granola bars just to snack on. Here's my first aid kit. Some of you might be shocked. It's a Band-Aid, and don't wait, I got more. Right here. The second part of my first aid kit is I always carry a rope with me. If something really bad happens, I can get sticks, I can put it on my arm, I can brace something, I can use my shirt and fabric as a bandage. So, here's my stick. Here is my hygiene. I pack a whole bunch of baby wipes. I just put them in a Ziploc. This I can use to go to the bathroom or to wipe my hands before I eat. Other than that, what else do we have? I'm in Alaska. We have bear spray. It's a handy dandy thing to keep the bears away. In fact, yesterday morning, my Gail, she went to a tree. I heard a barking. I thought there was a squirrel in the tree. In fact, it was a bear, not a squirrel, in a tree. That was the first time that happened. So, yeah, that was fun. Bear spray. And then, whenever you go out in the wilderness, this is the most important first aid survival thing, is a knife. I bring in the Leatherman. I've also experienced porcupines on the trail, so the Leatherman helps pull out quills, and just a knife for warding off the bear when it does attack me. I have a water bottle that I bring. It contains water. This pot I'm also going to bring. This is a luxury item. I'm going to use it to eat out of instead of bringing a bowl. So there we have it. I'll be wearing this jacket instead of my sweatshirt because cotton, unfortunately, doesn't do very good in the woods. I'll be taking off my slippers and putting on my shoes. I don't like hiking boots because I get really sweaty feet. This, it bleeds the water off. It allows for a water transport. So I much prefer just regular running, hiking. I call them hiking shoes. I do like to bring a little pen and paper. Who knows? Maybe I'll think of a poem I'm up there and I'll be the next Robert Frost. And so this tent I have, it uses hiking poles as its poles. So I'm going to bring up 2 poles with me. It's kind of a new thing, and I don't know if I like it yet, but it's a thing. So later up on the mountain, you'll see everything in action. pack is pretty light, not ultra light. We are definitely going to be eating good and sleeping comfortable tonight. There's some sprinkles coming down. I just came up the Bean Creek Trail and I'm heading up and over to Juneau Lake. And Bean Creek Trail is actually normally what's used in the winter with skiing because of its more gradual incline. It's not as steep. I like that trail a lot. So now I'm entering up into the Chugach Mountains and I'm starting to be in a valley between the mountains. And I guess now, since I hit that intersection back there, I'm now officially on the Resurrection Pass Foot Trail, Summer Trail. So the dead trees, the spruce, were killed by the spruce beetle. So there's a lot of spruce beetle kill spruce here on this trail. As I climb higher, the trees are becoming shorter and the wind is picking up. I'm really enjoying these mountain views, looking at how the snow has melted off and where the snow remains. I've come to a flat plateau. It looks like some flooding is going on here with all the snow melt. Can you see the ducks? Quack, quack. Oh look, the trail has been commandeered. So far we're 7 miles in. Now I must decide which direction to go. That valley looks pretty accessible. The trail is right here and it goes to Juneau Lake, which is also very nice. What do you say, Gale? Hey, look at this. I bet lightning struck right here. Kapow! And this tree fell over and left a nice pile of gravel. This. Gale is so fast, and then I come along. And I just can't get through. This is why it's difficult to walk here. I've got all this yellow pollen all over me. I wonder who's dribbling. These are last year's flowers. They hunt around all winter long. Look at that. Okay, I stopped to get my lunch out and there's a false morel right here. I'm gonna go get some water to make some tea. The sun going back and forth behind the clouds, so I just feel like hot would be nice, and especially if I'm sitting down and not moving. Over by that signpost, it's quite windy, so I found a different spot where it's not as windy. Got some matches. Strike a match. Feel the heat. I love drinking water out of the stream. There's so much more flavor to it than tap water. Not from the swamp. That's a whole nother story. Okay, I'm just gonna let that wait. Let that boil. I have a lid for it. And then I have one choice of tea, so I don't have to make any decisions. Just had it. We're gonna have some hard-boiled eggs. Sit here and peel them, and get a choice of 2 yogurts, mango or mixed berry. Let's have the mango. Right, this is gonna be a top-notch lunch. These are nice to have out on the trail, these eggs. So easy. Just an egg, protein, you know? It's nice up here. It's not too hot where I'm sweating. It's a little chilly. Just hope it doesn't start raining, which it might later this evening. And then we'll just set up the tent. Because I ain't really going anywhere. I'm only going where I am. I got off the trail. I'm just walking parallel to it right now. I enjoy walking off. Sometimes I find antlers and just other things because we're off the beaten track. I was kind of thinking about heading up into the valley behind me. Maybe we'll try, but I can hear the water rushing, and I'm not into getting my feet wet today. So then we'll just turn around and meander in a different direction. I'm in a wildfire burnt area. All these trees around me are all burnt. Maybe actually that tree that we looked at earlier was burnt too. But yeah, the underbrush is all coming back. It'd be cool if I could find some morel mushrooms up here, but I didn't know they grew up in mountain valleys. But there's a false morel right here. It'll be kind of fun to climb up one of these mountains. Like the one right there. Not that much snow on it. And there on top. How many eggs do we have? Oh yeah, I'm gonna make some black cherry berry tea. I think it'll be very nice. It always reminds me of medicine. And black cherry. I guess all of my medicine when I was young was black cherry. These eggs are good. Boiled them this morning. Or just pan. Oh, my water's plenty hot. Let's make that tea. I gotta get it soaking. I'm just gonna drink out of my pan. I like drinking hot liquids. I'm a hot liquid girl, and I like teas. I drink water, you know. I drink water sometimes, but if I can have tea, I'd rather have tea. And today, I can have tea. Big old mug of tea. Throw it in there. Got some extra dog hair in there, apparently. Always is delicious. Life is good. Life is good. Cheers. Everything tastes better in the mountains. Okay, I put my pans upside down like that so the water can drip out of them. I'm gonna pack up again so we can get back on the trail. The sun is coming out a little bit stronger now, which is very nice. And hopefully it stays out, but hey, who knows? And yeah, so there's a way which everything goes into the pots so that we fit this all back into the backpack, and we'll be even lighter when we take off the next time. Here, I'm gonna kind of head back towards the mountains, valley off the trail. If I hit water, I'll just bounce back onto the trail, and if I don't hit water, maybe we'll end up in one of those other mountain valleys. I bring 2 boxes of matches. I like to keep one in a plastic bag. That's just in case something spills or somehow it gets wet. It's in a plastic bag, and I have fire. This stove that I have, actually, there's no flint start. I need to use a match. So this stove goes in the very bottom. Oh wow, the sun is very warm. Very nice. The sun, since here in Alaska, gets so hot. Even when it's not even warm out, it just goes from cool to hot because the sun's angle. We're close to it here at our latitude. Put my eggs in there. Let's put the yogurt in there. This yogurt's done for. Now I have a cup if I need a cup. What do you think? Should I nest them? It's gonna get a little yogurty. Guess it doesn't hurt. Okay, that looks great. Put that in there. And that, and just put the rest in. It's a great organization system. Everything fits. Take off this tube. Comes back out. I'm gonna remove it again. Now my belly's full. And we'll see how far I go. These are the culprits of what's painting me yellow. Pretty cool. What's to do with that dead flower that overwintered? These trees here are pretty neat. Still standing tall, but bone dead trees. And see the one that's living right there? It's like some type of poplar or ash. I gotta figure out. Just about silver, like the elven trees. Tree here is like the guardian mother of all these baby trees that are growing down below. Just the whole base is surrounded by tiny mini spruce. More naked trees without bark up here. I'm on a little hill, so it's giving me some bit of a wider view of the valley. Super Valley is right down at the base of that mountain, straight ahead. You see the wind blowing the grasses up here. We're definitely exposed. The wind is chilly ahead. Gives me goosebumps. The moment I'm in a not windy spot, I feel very hot. So what I'm gonna do is go to that valley right there. At least try it out. It goes down, it goes up. See what's in there. And if you don't like it, come back out, go around, check out that valley. And maybe we'll just skirt the edge right there. But the main trail is right here, going along through this. The lake that we saw, Trout Lake, goes back in there. And that way is the way I came from. I like this. I'm looking around and see animals. Which way looks like will let me through with the least amount of resistance. Do I see lakes? Do I see swamps? While I'm up high, I like to get up here and do some rounding. And that gives me a good way. So from here, it looks like we can pretty much just go straight ahead and get up into that valley. Of course, right there, this part that looks like it might be a little wet, soggy, swampy. I'll see when I get down there. Other than that, we'll get back into some of that burned out area and then a little bit higher. There's not that much trees right there. Maybe zoom in here. Right there, see there's kind of like a clear spot. So I'm thinking I'll just go up there and that might put me over the hump so I can see into the valley that I want to look into. And Gale will keep an eye out for anything. So I also think about, okay, well, how do I get back to where I am? It's not so hard because she's yawning. Because, yeah, this is just the main valley. and there's clear visibility, so it's pretty easy to not get lost. Oh, cool, look at this. These little flowers here. They're so tiny and cute, look at them. Tiny and cute. They're like little bells. I know the names of these. I've learned them. I've read them somewhere. See if I can rack my memory. Here we're down in the swampy area. And see, there's definitely water flowing through it. But it looks like as long as I watch where I put my feet will stay dry. I sink quite a bit. It's very cushiony. See, as my foot goes down. Look, there's a berry from last year. Very brown. And so I just walk carefully so I don't accidentally walk into something like that. Little pockets of wet here and there. But hey, I think we at least got past this. And I've been hearing water. I hear water right now. Let's see if I come up on a big stream. Look at how colored this is. It's very orange. Oh, I gotta put my fingers in here. Oh, cool. Look at this. This is just colorful. It's just dark. Mm-hmm. What's that? A bunch of iron? Iron in the soil. It smells slightly. Over there, there's a bit of a kind of oil lick, which comes from some plant or something natural up here. It looks like I should be able to grab it, but it's just softness that my fingers go down into. There's nothing to it. Isn't that funny, Gale? I wouldn't drink this water. Unless you want to be like Popeye. Gale just said I wouldn't drink it. There's another pool. She's going to check this one out. A bunch of methane bubbles come up and she disturbs the soil underneath. So now I'm coming up on that next section we saw up on the hill with the forest burn. My best trajectory was to go straight as I can so that I don't run into a larger forest of the green alive spruce. It's easier for me to walk through this dead stuff. Yeah, so Gale is just barking at something, so came running up. You can see in there, there's a porcupine. You see him woo-wooing? Yeah, we're lucky. Lucky that Gale did not get a porcupine. So now I've pretty much come up from the fire burn area and arrived at a wall of brush, which I'll try and poke through it maybe once, maybe twice, see if I can get anywhere. Not very fun to walk through. So see if I can get to the other side, and if not, we'll just continue where I can walk. I lied, these trees here are a maze to get through. They're not like the trees down below. But we're making our way towards the valley. And from way up here now we can see Trout Lake. There's a lot of ducking and crawling and jumping. starting to have very serious thoughts about turning around. As it's turned into dead tree walking. So we're almost where we can climb up that side of the mountain, but I'm good. There's a big patch of willows, and then it goes into another patch of willows, and then the mountain where I could see something up there, but I'd have to cross through this again first. And so I'm just gonna make my way back, at least back to the main trail, and then we'll go somewhere else from there. So we're going back through, and it's gonna be a while of it. Now I've gotten back low again in the nice place to walk. The wind has picked up in this valley. Starting to sprinkle again. There's more gray clouds. Over here, there's still the blue. But I believe the rain is coming. It's mountains. This heather is very enjoyable to walk over. Just got back to the main trail. I really did like to walk on that soft moss, very comfortable to the feet. I feel very wildernessy. On top of that, now I'm on the rocks. It has a different feel, but it's very nice just to be able to put my head down and walk forward. So, look at this, look at this. Oh, there's a bit of blue sky to the north and to the south. What joy. It was really blowing there for a little while. Next up, we're going to be coming on Juneau Lake. It actually has 2 public use cabins that you have to book, that are state maintained, and you have to pay for them. I believe in the summer they're almost always booked out. I have my tent. I don't have to pay for that. So we've arrived at Juneau Lake, and this cabin looks very different from when I saw it last. It is no longer the same cabin. It's called the Romer cabin, and there's no one here. I'm gonna go take a look inside. Yeah, I'd say it smells new. There's a wood stove, the bunks, and the table, and there's the lake. It's 6 o'clock, so we might as well sit down here out of the wind and have a bite to eat. Brand new cabin. I ain't about ready to refuse luxury when it's sitting here for the taking. We'll just cook up our rice. I got some water from the lake outside, so this is getting boiled up. We're gonna have some, this is that minute rice and some lentils on top. It's very easy, very delicious. I'm thinking we'll save the salmon for tomorrow, for breakfast perhaps. Yeah, for breakfast. That looks really good, doesn't it? So I'll just wait for this water to boil, and soon we'll have food. That was delicious.
Let's go find a campsite.
So this is where I'm gonna camp. There's water, there's a campsite sign. It looks like a nice place. And because it's so windy out tonight, I want to be in the trees, and it also looks like it might rain. So I'd rather not just sleep out in that burn area. We'll see where this goes. So, you know, it was nice that I could eat back at that cabin, and I don't have to worry about smelling up my campsite with my food. Gale is on to something. Right there. Hey, this is pretty cool back here, this little trail. I can drink to my heart's content with all that water flowing down. Well, isn't this looking fine? Plenty of space. Maybe we could look at the stars tonight. Yeah, that's a joke. Joke alert. Yeah. Look, we can sit down on logs. We can cross a bridge. Look, there's a bridge over the stream. How handy dandy is that? We're definitely gonna walk. We should try walking over that in the morning. Kind of really snugged away place in this woods. This here looks like a bear box. So I'm gonna drop my stuff here and put my food in there. Over here is a toilet. Watch out, Gale, watch out for turds. Feed the salmon, the bear would love. We don't want any visitors tonight. Keep the bears wild. Get that bear. No, I can't do any late night snacking, man. A lot of dry sticks around, so this should be pretty easy here. Just stick and stick and stick. I already lit it once. This is the second go around. See, it's go, go, go. I didn't bother bringing stakes. I have stakes here though, from the ground. So we're just gonna set up this tent and then we'll go sit by the fire until we want to go to bed. That's pretty much all there is to it. Here's the tent. Not that windy in here. I'm not gonna worry about it blowing away. It's not really supposed to rain much. If it does, I don't have a footprint, that is to say. Is this a good spot? I mean, I like these cottonwood trees. Unpull, stick it in. So now those are those stakes in the ground. I think I'm going to center this just a little bit better so I don't end up on anything. So this looks like the middle A. Nice big wide open spot. This sucks. I migrated over here. There's just rocks down in this piece of land. So now we're gonna be right up by the water and keeping my eye on my fire over there. It's a pretty nice ring of stones, so it ain't going anywhere. Okay, we got that tent set up here, tied out to lines and sticks. And here you see the inside. One of the great things, there's no mosquito. Gil took one of the lines off. There's no mosquitoes up here yet. It's still too cold for them. It's too early. Not for long. They're down at the parking lot, but they're not up here yet. So Gil is definitely keeping an eye on things over here, guarding the bear food. And our little fire here is burning away. Okay, so I sleep very luxuriously. I'm gonna set up my sleeping pad. This is my bed for the night. Oops. Broke a rubber band there. And then this is my sleeping bag. So now I'm wearing my pillow. I didn't bring a pillow. Pillows are very nice, but I'm wearing it. It's called my jacket. So yeah, I'm gonna go just hang out by the fire. I'll put my feet at this side because this is more droopy and the wind is coming from this side. And my head at this side. Yeah, okay. I think we'll be plenty warm tonight. Protected from the wind, protected from the rain. Alright, let's go sit by the fire. Didn't really plan on having a fire, but man, it's kind of nice. Kind of a nice place. Glad we're out here. Why would you want to stay in a cabin and have this? Really not windy here. There's a stream, water, fire. My dog is watching the trail for me, keeping an eye on things. Got my guardian. This is hot. It burns fast. This wood is dry. Okay, see you later. Well, I'm gonna head to bed. I just wrote a little note to my grandma. Fire burns out really quick because the sticks are so hot. I'm just gonna collect water now, but I have it for morning. Go right down to the stream here. Wow, that water really runs. Kayla's sitting here, keeping her eyes open. Okay, you can buy fire. Okay, girls, head to bed. Doesn't really get dark. It's almost June. Solstice is June 21st. You know, it kind of gets darker at night. And here we are in our little nook in the woods here. Yeah, I just like to have this water so I can make coffee right away or some warm water without having to get out of bed. Alright, well that was a pretty nice day. We went up a mountain. Well, not really. We went up, we're in between the mountains and we walked a little bit off trail. We found the trail back again. Oh, we had lots of tea. We had some good food. Heard a lot of birds. Did not get quilled by porcupine. And now, oh yeah, that was so nice. The fire there was very splendid. And we had our rice and beans in that little cabin. Wow, what a day. I'm going to bed. Good night. Good morning. Good morning. Slept pretty good on the leaves on the ground. Rained a little bit overnight, blew a little bit. Right now it's no, I don't hear the pitter patter. So I'm just gonna sit up here and make some coffee and start the day. Got my water boiling, and then I started looking for my food, and it's all in the bear trap. In the bear trap. So I'll have to get up and go get that food. There you are. Good morning. You want to go get the food out of the trap? See if we caught any bears? Water's boiling. Well, let's see what I still have. So it turns out I had some stowaways in my backpack, 2 little of these instant oatmeals. So I might have more of a normal breakfast than salmon, but salmon does sound pretty good. It also sounds really good for lunch. Sounds good anytime. And then I still have my leftover eggs. They're also good anytime, maybe with my oatmeal. So we could be like a normal breakfast sort of thing with oatmeal and eggs. And save the rice and salmon for lunch. Let's do that. Coffee, the eggs are down, the oats are down. Gale actually had 2 eggs. How were they, Gale? They're gone also. And we'll just enjoy this coffee and this stream. Isn't this stream nice? Gale knocked over one side of the tent. And then I'm gonna get up and go for a run, in fact. And then we're gonna pack up and leave.
I just got back from my run, and my camera's practically dead, so it's gonna die. But take a look at this. It's a morel mushroom by a cottonwood tree. I saw another one too.
Over here, over here, over here. Oh, baby, yeah! There's 2 of them right there. Ho, ho, ho! Mushroom madness is upon me. Now I will go check all of the cottonwood trees. Woo! Well, I found like 4 of them. It's gonna taste good. Well, that's all I got for you today. This is Alaska. One tiny bit of it.